welcome to Derby. We're here, we've just driven up the M1 in driving rain, and we've arrived and it seems to have stopped. We are confident, forecast is a bit mixed, but we are confident that we're probably going to get a full game in later, hopefully. But our memories of Derby do seem to involve rain, don't they, Sid?
They do. We were up here during the World Cup. There was a New Zealand versus South Africa match that was totally rained off, and then there was that.
That was the only match that was washed out of the entire tournament. Was at Derby, so that's number one.
And then there was the semi-final between India and Australia, which also was rain affected. Fantastic match, but
it was, yeah. At one point we thought it was going to be rained off and wash out, and Australia probably wish it had been. But there you go. Happy memories of India beating Australia, of course. Okay, so the big news ahead of today's final match in the T20 series against West Indies is that we're not going to have Heather Knight playing. She twanged her hamstring during the last match, and she's sitting out. It appears to be a precautionary measure because we have been told that she is likely, or they are hoping that she will be fit for the start of the Ashes next week. So that's good news for England. But do you think that they'll be affected at all by not having her in this match, Sid?
I don't think so particularly. I think there is very much an England team built in Heather Knight's image, but I think missing her for one match, they'll just carry on. They'll have all their plans. Anya who's going to take over the captaincy, will be just as well versed in the plans as Heather is. I don't think an awful lot will change in terms of England's tactics at all. And Anya is certainly a great alternative captain. She's a really smart person, a good cricketing brain, to use the cliche, and she'll just take over really smoothly into the role, and England obviously will be hoping that Heather Knight is back in time for the Ashes.
And how confident are we, based on the fact that we were there the other night live, and what we've heard since, how confident are we that she will definitely be ready and raring to go next Tuesday for the first ODI against Australia?
Well, I think she looked okay. I saw her during the tidy up about an hour or so after the match. She was walking absolutely fine. She wasn't being strapped. She wasn't strapped into a wheelchair. She wasn't limping. She wasn't on a walking stick. She wasn't in an ambulance, nothing like that. So my feeling is she'll be okay.
Okay, well, that's good news for England. Brilliant stuff. Okay, and they do, though, have to think about who might replace her today, and it is an interesting one, isn't it? Because I suppose England will be wanting to carry on their unbeaten run of matches, but on the other hand, they'll probably be reasonably confident about beating the West Indies. So possible that they might have a bit of a wacky selection. I mean, who do you think are the candidates, Sid?
Well, I mean, they've released quite a few players to go and play county at the weekend. So Fran Wilson we saw play for Kent. She's definitely one of the candidates. My guess is that they will play Lauren Winfield. They don't need another bowler. They were playing a 5 bowlers lineup anyway. They've also got Nat Sivera if they need it. I don't think they'll worry too much about the bowling. So my instinct says that they're going to a little bit play it safe, and also hopefully if Lauren Winfield gets a bat, she can bat herself into a bit of form, because her form has been a little bit sketchy coming into this part of the summer.
I guess the other candidates will probably be Bryony Smith and Georgia Elwys, both of whom were playing county cricket for Surrey and Sussex respectively on Sunday, weren't they? And they both had quite a good outing. I think both of them made 80 for their respective counties. So some really players kind of all batting themselves into form, which is great. So it'll be interesting to see which 11 it is that England put out later today. Well, I think that's everything that we wanted to discuss. So we'll be bringing you all the action from Derby. See you later.